stage, and all the men and women merely players. That is what Bartels Montresor has always instilled in us humble patrons of the arts. We live in despair, darkness, depravity, depression. And yet, it is due to the only guardian foreign to Darkhaven that any spark of wonder and creativity could return to our darkened souls. In his past life, he belonged to a traveling troupe of actors that were captured by a cruel warlord. They were made to perform for his twisted humors, with the threat of being starved or even dipped into pools of acid below the world's surface if they were disobedient. But this tyranny would not stand for the brave Bartels Montresor. He denied the warlord the satisfaction of ever knowing of his fate by plunging deep into the acid pools. Not once did he scream as his flesh melted away. His soul was sent to Darkhaven as he held no particular faith, and met with the gracious and benevolent Night King. Long may he reign. Learning of the Thespian's fate, he was taken pity on by our master and became a treasured member of our world. He was transformed into a revenant, and due to his unique skill of performance, was allotted this grand amphitheater to share his creations. But, knowing there would be no other who could hold a candle to his wit, the Night King allowed the revenant to be able to split his soul into many forms, to become the ultimate acting troupe, and to rehearse with all his days. Bartels even turned his dark and light mind into the form of a raven, for different portrayals when the time occurs. In the material plane, within the last millennium, our Majesty has grown in aggression and power, never taking the time to enjoy a leisurely evening in the theater, and Bartels has noticed. The darkness is growing, and on a day no one could predict, 3 colorful and intimidating warriors found their way to our regal theater. Their mission is clear. They mean to destroy our favorite performer. We spirits know how important putting on a good show is, and knew this day would come. We simply must watch as these bold heroes take the stage and fight for the freedom they so desperately seek. Called upon in this moment of conflict, these 3 horsemen did battle with the revenant of the amphitheater, whose soul split into several spiritual mirrors around these soldiers of hellfire. They took notice that spells had very little effect beyond that with a physical property, and so a plan was formulated. They proceeded to break the mirrors, causing the phantoms who guard these mirrors to dissipate. Brilliance! And in a masterstroke of ingenuity, calling forth the hellfire within their souls, the trio gathered to center stage and radiated such a heat that I could only compare to the sun. But the sun could never be filled with such evil that infects our very being. Eternal damnation for watching our thespian leader put on his potentially last show. As my essence burns away like ashes in the wake of a volcano, I am assured that this is not the end of Bartels Montresor. Even as I speak, I know his dark form has taken flight once again, as the raven avatar of our dark guardian is formed once again by the soul particles from the mirrors, like a phoenix going through rebirth. He floats down before the warriors and shall have words with them. When he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night.